Warning: this is a very unprofessional production. The style is deliberately slow-paced and immersive. It won't provide the usual quick dopamine rush from typical modern content. Dietary and health advice shared reflects only the personal views of the author. Now let's try to relax and observe how Meyqool gets doomed.
Today, we are gonna see if Meyqool can spend the night in Germany somewhere without getting evicted on his way to Scandinavia with the CarHouse he built. We always say that Meyqool travels completely alone, but is this really true? July 21, day 38. Since Meyqool left the south of France, he has been sleeping in a new place almost every night in his simple car. The bed he made is working really well. The high-density foam mattress is making him feel like a mermaid in a futon. The solar energy is still going strong even in the doomed weather that's been dooming him in northwest Germany, except today. But that will change soon too.
I wanna be a human being, yes I can. Yes I can. Yes I can.
You might be wondering why Meyqool is putting up such a high-end performance for all of us today.
Human being, yes I can.
Maybe it's because he found a way to accelerate his ascent to the north, involving the CarHouse becoming a boathouse.
Yes I can be a human hurricane, yes I can. Woo-wah, yeah. Woo-wah. Hello, what is happening?
Hello, English please.
Yes, a little bit. One way.
Yes, please.
Yes, 5 euro.
While it may appear at first glance that Meyqool is taking too long to find the change to pay the fare, observe how the time Meyqool hands the coins to the seafarer coincides exactly with the time the seafarer is also ready to hand out the ticket.
Yeah, okay, a ticket.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Optimizing the time we take when it's our turn to pass through a checkpoint with people working for our leisure is part of the skill set one must develop to become a decent human. And by the way, that was the exact change too. Over the past years, Buddhism has become one of the fields of interests of Meyqool. The mindset behind numerous Buddhist teachings is one that brings a kind of serenity to our approach towards life. It also gives us a good reason to practice discipline. The Buddhist guidelines are useful to succeed in all kinds of aspects of our lives. For example, a good reason to proceed cautiously before considering ourselves qualified to share our life with someone else can be found in a discourse I will read to you later, because right now Meyqool located on the map an interesting spot for the night he wants to check out. In Germany, as you go higher to the north, options to camp secretly become slimmer. This is not a super stealthy spot. It looks abandoned, but the access is quite easy, and fishermen could easily show up later, along with questions about Meyqool's intentions for the night. It's a nice spot though. There are no human settlements nearby, and this lock facility is out of use. Meyqool tries to feel if the overall atmosphere of the place is welcoming towards his presence. Anyway, Meyqool just decided to commit to the abandoned German dock and make one of his spectacular wild feasts. But first, the forecast needs to be checked. If Meyqool doesn't cook, do the dishes, and organize the car for several hours of rain, he will get doomed in the rain like a basic human. While he gets started with installing the kitchen, we have a moment to read what we were talking about earlier, a small part of the adaptation of the discourses from the Pali Canon on relationships. This book is the most complete collection of scriptures in the Theravada Buddhist tradition, written in the Pali language. It teaches that in a perfect relationship, the husband is the one who abstains from the destruction of life, from wine, liquors, and intoxicants. He is virtuous, of good character. He dwells at home with a heart free from the stain of stinginess. And his wife is exactly the same in all respects. They will say in harmony, our wish is to be in one another's sight so long as this life lasts, and in a future life as well. How is Meyqool going to seduce our taste buds today? Well, he is whipping out quite a lot of ingredients. Is it reasonable to attempt a long dish outside when you know it's going to rain? Apparently, yes. One of the many women of Meyqool's life was a pretty good chef, but she had a strange habit. She was okay with spending 10 to 20 minutes cutting the vegetables in dices so small that they would almost merge together. This was her thing, manual blending. Not quite, but nothing like what we are witnessing right now, because Meyqool thinks that big slices of vegetables are better. Not only do you feel the flavor of each vegetable better as they melt one after the other on your taste buds, but it is also a way slightly closer to how our ancestors, the primates, used to eat, having to use their teeth instead of their esophagus to swallow the cow sludge and ground hay they bought. For example, many people think they are in love, when actually they are just scared of losing someone of, say, higher social status, higher physical beauty, or someone who brings certain material benefits to their life. But liking someone for all these reasons is actually comparable to liking a certain type of food, like the delicate taste olive oil brings to vegetables getting grilled in it. It's liking someone for what they bring to you, not for who they are or what they stand for deep within their character. This is a really rare thing to achieve, but much easier than dumping chunks of veggies into a pan when your name is Meyqool. For him, that would be the only real definition of love. When you're able to see a person, even if he or she is completely poor, uneducated, or not matching mainstream beauty standards, just stripped from all cultural or social ranking attributes, and you still adore that. The bare bones of someone's spirit which you just want to cherish, nourish, and give all your heart to. Meyqool himself is by far able to act with such exquisite standards, but that is what he thinks he can try to aim for. Because if you ask what love is, it can only be something extremely rare and precious, like this cutting-edge coconut cream. Otherwise, you're just hungry. Actually, many people confuse being horny with being hungry. Meyqool continues with his advanced omelette technique, which also contains ginger, cider vinegar, salt, and white pepper berries. But even this is still a bit poor without melted goat milk gouda. While the main course cooks on low volume, one of the best cereals one can add if, like Meyqool, one is addicted to carbohydrates, is semi-polished rice. It's a decent balance between fibers and the doomed sugar. When adding the soya sauce, always use a slight touch. Keep an eye on the weather too. If you're playing Chef Ramsay in a parking lot, it's still about to get doomed. Speaking of Chef Ramsay, the touch of smoked paprika on top of the Dutch Ruitenkaas should finish humiliating him entirely. And there you have it, a complete meal that will relieve you from the need to feed yourself for up to 8 days. Meyqool thinks that this whole experience is seriously helping him practice the skill of feeding another human too, if he had to. Bon appétit. To honor this great thought, now Meyqool is going to pee. Peeing in a foreign yet public territory should never become an easy habit. This is part of preserving a proper image in case you ever need to get out of a pickle due to other people. Hoping that nobody will come walking by from the road on his right is already more than enough for his dignity to remain intact. Meyqool likes to pee for a very long time. When you look at the behavior of an animal on Earth, he can go where he wants, eat what he wants, sleep where he wants, and even pee and poop where he wants. And you start to realize that animals really have no interdictions. They have rules, the laws of nature, but they have no interdiction. They can do what they want, including pee and poop anytime and anywhere they want. A frog is rarely looked down upon by a pigeon nearby because he just crapped wherever he was standing. Now, when we compare this vivid image with the life of a human, we see that most of these rights have been taken away from them. How is it so? We, the human, left all these rights to animals. We accept that our rules and interdictions don't apply at all to all of them, but to all humans. All the basic natural behaviors like where we walk, sleep, work, and pee are now supervised with all kinds of rules. Why just the humans? While he is about to figure out if humans really come from Earth, Meyqool gets suddenly interrupted. The bastards caught him by behind. Oh no, shit, this is not happening. This is the worst. You want some interaction with the friendly French? Don't ever add a human body in a perimeter where there is already a human body. Oh, this guy is probably a policeman. Look at his haircut. Oh, the girl just took some photos of the plate of the car now. Piss off. Well, this was a bit weird. The girl also took a photo of the CarHouse's plate. Some places don't welcome travelers as much as others. Well, anyway, the rain should have already started by now, but Meyqool thinks he still has time to make coffee. So here he goes again for a little bodybuilding session before the caffeinated reward. In the CarHouse, the bed is also a desk. Many people choose to differentiate these two parts of a room. Meyqool combines them every time he has to be stuck for several hours in the CarHouse. The last minutes outside ring as the typhoon discreetly makes her way straight towards Meyqool. Meyqool is ready. Everything is installed, even if he can't go out until tomorrow morning. Meyqool is so ready that while the cold rain water is about to immerse everything around here, the coffee is still warm and the chocolate nice and strong. now starts a long and immobile wait. The good news is that the rain also means no more human will come judge Meyqool's activities. But if there is, seeing someone walking outside now would be really weird. She is here, blowing harsh projectiles of humidity on everything she touches, wiping your face with her blow. Here she comes with her big arms from which there is nowhere to go. The big mama is here. Enveloped by a single layer of metal above his head, drawing the thin line between relaxation and complete panic, Meyqool makes an effort to accept the peculiarity of his situation. Here he is in Germany, in the middle of nowhere, without knowing anyone, with just a car, alone. Or is that last part so true?
Sometimes when we talk, like she's saying, like I cannot remember some of the things already.
How old is your grandmother?
88.
That's a bit normal, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, but if you ask her about her past, including like the Japanese time and like, you know, when she was still small, she still remembers it so well. So, you done eating or still eating?
I'm eating this amazing bread I found today.
Yeah.
Oats. What? Are you making fun of me?
What kind of bread is it?
It's oats bread,
Oh.
but it's very rich. Like there's all kind of cereals, but none of them is wheat. I'll make one for you.
Okay. Yeah, I want to try it.
You want to try?
So even a loner like Meyqool is actually not really alone. The German sky offers a last ray of light after the storm before the darkness sets in. The temperature dropped significantly during the rain. Now is the time for Meyqool to try and sleep here.
So you had 5 hours of sleep so far?
Yeah. Plus additional naps. And then later, maybe when you're going to bed, I will also go to sleep.
You're gonna sleep again?
Yeah.
Nice. I'm just finishing to get ready.
Anyways, when is like your plan?
While Meyqool configures himself for another cold, humid night, he appreciates the warmth of a close human connection, as remote as it may be. It is true that for almost 40 days now, he's been entirely alone all the time, aside from the very occasional small talk in a shop. It seems like even for someone who appears comfortable without human stimulation, like Meyqool, bonding with another human remains vital. Good night, Meyqool. And Chloe. Good morning, Meyqool. The Buddhist tradition considers that the body is a tool for the development and improvement of the mind, and taking care of it can contribute to a more balanced and focused awareness. This is why every morning Meyqool makes a point in looking very clever for 20 minutes and break the pattern of stillness he's been drowning in for the past 8 hours. Movement is also essential to activate the lymphatic system. Lymph is the liquid in the body that collects and transports all the waste of the human metabolic functions. A cell produces energy and waste, and this waste needs to be processed. Unlike the blood system, which has a pump, the heart, the lymphatic system is only activated when we move. So, anytime we put our body in movement, there are two crucial benefits: helping our body get rid of waste and better focusing on the present moment. Movement doesn't have to be bodybuilding or doing impressive performances. Looking at Meyqool gracefully swinging his lymphatic system right now pretty clearly highlights this last point. The weather was supposed to be nice today, but as usual in this region, the forecast changed and Meyqool will keep getting doomed by clouds and humidity for several more days. He better get out of here fast and find the next spot of the night soon. But instead of that, Meyqool doubles the amount of time it normally takes him to pack the CarHouse, spends 2 hours chatting with Chloe, and acts like a carefree princess who won't leave without her doomed green tea. Our culture and modern society are working very hard to drag us down into emotionless, superficial, short-thought and near-minded habits, which, aside from benefiting the economy by causing us to compensate for this emptiness by buying small or big objects, also make it really difficult for us to even understand how to create a real bond with another human anymore. Not just having friends, a lot of which are more like acquaintances or living in a constant cloud of other people, but real, tight associations. Not only does such a connection is a rare thing in life, but it also requires more effort to develop. The panicked, impatient chicken our fast-paced civilization thrives to turn us into does not prepare us well to keep up these kinds of efforts for long. I'm gonna go, okay? I'm
Okay.
gonna have a nice meal with the family and talk to you soon. Okay.
If you ever like gonna eat already, itadakimasu.
Itadakimasu. Okay, paalam.
Bye. Talk to you later.
It's a hard world out there. When you're lucky enough to find one person with integrity, hold on to them.